As UB40 famously sang, "There's a rat in me Proton, what am I gonna do?" Hello, you absolute legends, welcome back to the channel. John here at nearly 9 o'clock on a Saturday evening with my Proton Satria. If you haven't seen the previous video, I was absolutely devastated by the fact that I found out that something had been living inside my new project and having a little bit of a munchy crunch. At least I hope that it had been living and it isn't currently living in the car. Take a look at this. Yes, I'm utterly devastated. I thought this was just, well, a little bit of rubbish in here, I think, when I went to have a look at it. But now, well, you can see something has been living in here whilst it's been laid up, and as you can see, it's caused absolute devastation to that back seat, which I genuinely am gutted about, because I'm not going to get another one of those seats. So I'm here at 9 o'clock at night fitting these, which are mouse traps to my Proton Satria. I was going to hoover the car out so I could see if the mouse, rat, Loch Ness monster, whatever is living in there, is active overnight. However, I haven't got time, so I'm going to put these mice traps down, and then when I next speak to you, it will be the morning, and hopefully if there is a mouse still in there, well, he's not going to be doing much munching. Right then, welcome back to me. It's the morning. In fact, it's Mother's Day and the clocks have gone forward, backwards, either which way, the clocks have changed. And it's time to check if there's been any hot mousetrap action. It's windy as well. The Satria is here. And actually, I hope there hasn't been any hot mousetrap action overnight, because not only does that mean the mouse has probably gone, but also I'm an animal lover, right? And these are non-humane mice traps that I fitted to the car. Camera trickery, this is as shot. Have they been triggered? And if they have been triggered, is there someone in it? Moment of truth. So I've put 3 of these in the car. That one has not been triggered. Neither has that one. And neither has that one. However, I fear there may be some new damage to this seat that I didn't notice before. Like I said, what I'm going to do is hoover the car out. That'll be one of my jobs in this video, and then we can keep tabs on it and get rid of all this shredded paper and stuff that they might be interested in. Why that back seat then is a question that I had for myself, and actually Mrs. JC rewatched one of the videos and said, well, there's a child's booster seat in the back there. Clearly they've been underneath that. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right, maybe they have. And then, using her detective skills, she said maybe the child had dropped some crumbs, crisps, chips, I don't know, whatever the kiddies have in the car, and that's what Mr. Rodent has been eating. And I think she's absolutely bang on. There's been a food source in the car whilst it's been laid up, and that is what the rodent has been after. And it's eaten those crumbs, and he's also caught the fabric. Anyway, let's get the hoover out on this windy Sunday morning. This is my vacuum. It's a Karcher series wet and dry. It's absolutely fantastic. 30 quid that cost me. It was brand new, reduced in Lidl of all places. So the previous owner of the car was an avid smoker. And you can see, well, it's a bit mouldy and horrible, but we'll give all this a good old clean out. You can see how horrible it is. Let's all give this a clean. So I've actually just found evidence of shredded paper in the glove box, which tells me that Mr. Rat, Mr. Mouse, has probably been in here a while, since the car's been laid up, and it's not just since it's been here with me. Let's have a look in here. Not too bad, but it is coming up nicely with a bit of a clean. It's difficult to film this, and you don't actually really want to see me cleaning a car for half an hour. So I'll just show you some highlights. Oh, that's grim, that is. Goodbye, seat. You should be out here hunting for mice, pussycat, not sat there enjoying the sun. So I've hoovered out as best I can this footwell, as you've just seen. Some of you might be saying, John, why are you not taking out the seats? That's a good question. Why am I not taking out the seats? Well, the covers are held, the bolts are held in place by these plastic covers that will be near unobtainium to get if I break one. I have discovered this though. Well, that's just sort of held in place by nothing apart from a few blobs of silicone that someone's put here, and it's clearly not done the job. Why someone hasn't bothered sourcing some of these clips, I don't know, but all the brackets are still there, so I'm going to have to get some of them clips, put them in here. They're probably rattling around in the sill somewhere. So I have discovered that these seats tip forward, which I didn't know. I was cleaning under here and spotted that there's some hinges, so literally they just tip forward and down. Is there a rat's nest or a mice nest under here? Well, no, actually there isn't. And it makes removing these seats nice and easy. There is a key, however. What's that for? Cool. No idea what that's for. Maybe it's the wind-up for the wind-up mouse. Now, I've also spotted that this rear seat is sort of, well, zip-up. So I could unzip it and take this fabric off to help with the repairs. I did have a bit of a brainwave that this seating and stuff might continue to the underside, but sadly not, so I can't rob some of that to fix this panel. But I am going to take this panel out. Right, now I have hoovered that back seat out, I can see the full extent of the damage, and it is quite recent because that foam is not mouldy, look. I've had a chat with Mum. She said, well, we can't stitch it up, we're going to have to fill those gaps in and darn it. I have discovered some more as well. There's a little one there. Sadly, there is some on that seat and that seat as well. I don't think, however, there's any on the back panel or anywhere else. There's nothing on the driver's seat or the passenger seat, so it is purely in the back here. I've tilted that up. I'm going to remove this seat. It's literally 2 bolts. I'm going to take this one out and this one out and clean all in there out as well. If you need to remove the back seats on your Proton Satria for mouse related drama, they are 12mm. That's out of there. You can see actually not much to it. Literally 2 bolts. I like this. This is a factory protection. Factory fabric protection. At least I can clean all this out easily now. Now, as tempted as I am to remove the back seat as well, it's unnecessary, but I have just given that a good clean out. Let's go around to the other side. In fact, I've decided to do the boot first. Hopefully the boot pull works, which seems like it does. Oh, that's a heavy old boot. It's not too grimy in the boot. I'm going to take it all out and do it. And drop the parcel shelf. Let's take the parcel shelf down. And have a look at that. Aye. I bet that rattles. The parcel shelf clip is missing. There's an extra knot in the cord here. Am I ever going to get that undone? There was a snail in there. I want to just point out that the parcel shelf is actually in, well, exceptionally good condition. Parcel shelves of this era in cars of this quality are normally, well, trash. So it's quite good. So I'm actually going to put the parcel shelf away for a moment, take it out and put it somewhere safe. Now I'm going to hoover the carpet out in situ first and foremost. Hoover all this out as well. Hoover all this out and then take it out and see what is underneath there. So like I stated earlier then, this is purely me trying to, well, get to the bottom of the rodent situation, but I am going to give this a little bit of a shake off. There is evidence in here of it being, well, a little bit damp at one point. So let's get that out of the way. And now we can see in here, the boot liner doesn't seem to be sitting flat, and you can see, well, tide marks where there has been water ingress. Ah, that explains it. There's all carpet samples in here. Why is there carpet samples in the boot? This is all mouldy too. That probably explains why this is all misshapen. It's not been lying flat for years. It's been resting on this spare wheel and the carpet samples. So boot archaeology 101 then. It doesn't look too wet in here. There's a bit of damp on this spare wheel. I'm going to just literally throw away the carpet samples. And I have a funny feeling the reason they're in there is because, well, the previous owner couldn't get the spare wheel back in place. So let's take that out as well. And now we can see in the boot is a towel, which is a bit wet. Let's get rid of that. That's going to be withholding moisture. And some more carpet samples. And a receipt from the range. That's a good sign. 14th of the 8th, 24. So it wasn't used too long ago. But more carpet to go. A toolkit, good news. And more carpet. I think I would have that shade. Let's take a look at the toolkit. So the spare wheel's out, toolkit's out. The toolkit is branded Proton, good news. I can't seem to find the jack. There is a jack handle there, so maybe the jack has gone missing. Well, no, actually, the jack is in there, hidden behind this panel that I've just taken off. So, doesn't look like it's ever been out. Eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed this cable tucked up in the boot under here. What is it? Well, it's actually for a CD changer, which you could have had as an optional extra. It would have had a Clarion CD changer. But let's look at this boot floor. Well, it's not bad at all, is it? There's a little bit of probably surface rust there. But that is normally rotten. So the fact that that is so dry and clean in there, well, I'm chuffed about that. While I'm in the boot here, I've also taken this cover off to look at this strut top. That looks good. Right, so I'm going to hoover that out and then give it a bit of a clean just to address that rust, just to see if it's surface or not. For now then, I am going to put the spare wheel back in place. It does need a good old scrub. The tyre's okay, and actually it's nice and solid. I've never seen a Proton boot floor that good. In goes the toolkit, nicely wiped down. Boot floor. Again, not perfect, but just going back in for now. Amazingly, it still doesn't sit level with the tyre in, so that is how it is from the factory. Cheap and cheerful. Back in goes the boot carpet. Again, it's not, oh, I need to address that because it needs a good old clean. It's a bit mouldy in places. It's not perfect, but it goes back in relatively well. So the good news is, and the thing I want to address at this stage in the project of trying to evict mice and make sure there's no further damage, I haven't found any nests, I haven't found any droppings, I haven't found any more evidence of damage. Fingers crossed they've just had a nibble on that seat, but I'm happy about the boot floor. Back in goes that parcel shelf. And if you're watching this and you've got a Satria in your yard that you're breaking for spares, let me know because I need a clip. We continue. So I'm going to show you a before and after. Right, here we go. Driver's footwell. Here you are. Ignore the OBD port that's out because it's broken. That's the driver's footwell. Driver's seat. Let's pull that forward. Impossible to do with one hand. And then the rear. So let's hoover this bit out. Oh, this footwell's coming up lovely. Not perfect, and remember it's the first pass, but that is now the driver's carpet. I reckon somewhere I've probably got a set of floor mats for this. I found another hole in here, and if we pull this forward, you can see the passenger side. This is not looking too bad. It's still been munched and crunched, so that's got to come out as well. Last but not least, I'm going to just hoover out underneath this back seat. It's not too bad under here, but you can see, well, it's come out nicely so far. I think the mouse is historic. There it is then, that's the end of day one working on the Satria. What have I achieved today? Well, I've removed that old back seat and discovered that the mouse munchy is probably historic. I think they've been evicted. It is a mouse, I have confirmed by finding, well, mice droppings and cross-referencing them with photographs and what I know from being a Lincolnshire lad. It's certainly not been rats in there. I have taken the seat to Mum's, so she's going to be working on that with regards to repairing it, and I've given it a damn good hoover out and clean out. It's nice and dry, which is good news, and it's come up okay. That interior needs a good old clean, all the trim and dash and stuff, but that will come at a later date. Let me just show you then before the end of this video what it looks like now. So this is the passenger side front, nice and clean, all in there, all in there. All the seats looking good. It actually makes it look a bit more grubbier than it is on the video. In the back, well, we've cleaned all that out, and that's now ready to be repaired. And same again for the driver's side, really. We'll take a look over there. Driver's side looking a damn sight better than it did. It's not perfect, it's only first go, but we're getting there, and I'm confident that I haven't found any more evidence of a mouse. So in theory, fingers crossed, it's been in and it's gone. Next video, well, I'll start to tackle the interior trim, all the interior in here. We've got all this to clean, all this dash, etc, etc, and start to do a bit more work on the interior of the car. Yeah, I know it's not running right yet, and I know that it needs some mechanical TLC, but I'm doing the bits that I can do now that I know will sort of make a difference in the long run while I've got 10-15 minutes to play with in an afternoon. Anyway, till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. What do you reckon? Have I evicted the mouse? Do you think it was historic, or shall I, well, I'm leaving the traps in, to be fair, but shall I put some more traps in the car overnight? Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you later. There are so many more Proton related videos on the channel, and I've actually selected a couple that I think you might like here on this page. Give them a click to watch them now. Don't forget to subscribe for more Proton fun and lots more videos coming soon.